Okay, so now I'm going to do, I just got the doing our in general update. Now I'm going to do Savayas update. Savaya turned 6 months old on the 13th. I can't believe it. Time is going way too fast. She got her 6-month shots today, which she did not like, but she's handled them pretty well since then. I have given her some toys. But she is getting a little bit fussier this afternoon, so I just gave her some Tylenol. But, and also, so at the first of the month, or maybe it was late last month, she got a double ear infection. And then it went away. But when I took her back in like a week later to check because she was real fussy, the doctor checked her ears and said they were still red, but it may be one coming or it was maybe that one going. So just to keep an eye on it. So she started getting more fussy, and so I, when I was going into my husband's doctor's appointments for his back, I just had that doctor hurry in checking her ear. And she had a really bad double ear infection. The doctor's like, I can't believe she's not screaming. So, yeah, she handles the ear infections really well, which is good and bad because I don't know when she has them. I could tell then. She was starting to get real fussy and pulling at her ears, but it's hard to at this age because they kind of find their ears, so you just never know. Anyway, so that one got better. And she's been off the antibiotics for about 4 or 5 days. She had her 6-month appointment today and ended up having another double ear infection. Yes. Yeah, I'll be right out, okay? And then kids are out playing in front. Hey, you stole my paper. So now she's on Augmentin, I think it's called. So it's the stronger of the 3 antibiotics for ear infections. So they're going to try to knock it out with this, but if she gets another one, I think we're going to have to do tubes. I don't want to, but the doctor said if she gets ear infections through the summer, then typically they're not going to get better without tubes. So that's our next step. So yeah, as far as her accomplishments and what she's doing, she's starting to grab objects and put them into one another in each hand, move it around, bring them to her mouth. She loves to hold her own hand. She's always holding her own hand. She still likes to mostly bite on her thumb. She doesn't really suck on it, but she bites on it all the time. She can completely support her weight on her own feet. She doesn't have the balance, but she loves to be on her feet when we're holding her. She can sit perfectly now. She's down here sitting. See? Yeah, so she can sit perfectly on her own now, which is so nice. I can get rid of all of her bouncers and all that kind of stuff. We have a bumble seat she never even used because it was just dumb. She sat so young. She was like 4 months when she started sitting. Now she can reach for toys and everything without falling. So that makes baths so much easier. I can sit next to her and not have to keep my hand on her the entire time. Obviously, I stay right there the entire time, but her height is 26 inches. I'm reading it off the paper. Her, which is the 57th percentile. Her weight is 16.4 ounces, which she's lost 4 ounces since her last appointment. Or not her last checkup appointment, but her ear infection appointment, because I think she was starting to eat less, which is 54th percentile. And then her head circumference is 17 inches. I don't know if that's right. I think it's centimeters. Is it centimeters? Oh, anyways, 17, whatever measurement, which is the 70th percentile. So she's got a big head, which is funny because I always thought she had a small head. She looks like she has a little head to me. But, yeah. So she's growing really good and developing really good. She's eating rice cereal and fruits and vegetables. I can't give her bananas too much. It seems to make her very constipated. So we can't do those too much. We can't do any acidy fruits like strawberries, pineapples, that kind of stuff. They give her too bad of reflux. And that was another thing too. I got her off her reflux medicine for about 2 weeks, or maybe even 3 weeks, and she seemed to be doing good. And then all of a sudden she was up every night, all night long, screaming. Like every 45 minutes I was awake with her. And I could tell she was wanting to sleep, but she just couldn't sleep. She was so miserable. So I started her back on her reflux medicine. Well, first of all, found out she had her ear infection. So I thought, oh, that's why she's been awake so much. And then after 8 days of her antibiotics, she was still up all the time. And so I thought maybe they weren't working. So I had my pediatrician neighbor check her ears, and they were like, oh, no, they look really good. So I was like, well, I don't know what the problem is. So I put her back on her reflux medicine. Instantly, it was awesome. I moved her into her own room. We made that step. So now she's in her crib in her room. And the first night she moved in there, she slept 9 hours and then woke up 8 and then slept another 4 hours. She's sleeping 12 hours a night now. So she goes to bed at 7, wakes up between... Well, she goes to bed between 7 and 8, and wakes up between 8 and 9. Oh, dear. I better go take care of that. Okay, she just spit up everywhere, so sorry. That's reflux for you. What was I saying? So she was up like every 45 minutes. I think I was talking about how she was sleeping. She goes to bed between 7 and 8, and wakes up between 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there. She eats one time typically during the night, sometimes not at all. So it's amazing. I've gone to waking up every 45 minutes to sleeping almost full night's sleep. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So that is really nice. I always feed her like a meal before bedtime, and then I nurse her, and she's nursing so good at nighttime. She'll nurse for like 20 minutes. She's always been like a 2-minute nurser. She just doesn't like to nurse very long. I think it's from her reflux, but now she's starting to nurse a lot better. And she's super fussy, and she's getting tired, ready to go down for a nap. But yeah, so she's back on reflux medicine 3 times a day. But it's worth it because she is miserable without it. And a lot of foods are giving her a lot of problems. So she seems to handle everything okay as long as it's not acidy. So we have to be careful with that. But she's ready for a nap, so I'm going to go put her down. I think that's all my updates for her anyways. I can't think of anything else. I'm sure there's other things, but that's all I can think of. She's in size 3 diapers now. And she's wearing 6 to 9 month clothes for the most part. Some 12-month clothes that I can use for a while. But she's super stuffy and yucky from her ear infection. So I'm going to go put her down for a nap. So anyways, we'll see you guys later.